Welcome to Mamelodi Sundowns TV, another episode yet with Tiyani Mabunda. We're speaking all things Champions League. How are you, sir?
Can't complain, and you?
I'm good, man. We look at the Champions League. The last time the team who won the Champions League was in 2016. What do you think we should be doing now, actually, to probably maybe get through the stages of maybe get into the final and try and win it this time around?
You know, like you say, that the last time we won it was in 2016. It's really encouraging to have achieved that so far, and it's really a milestone that the current squad is looking forward to also achieve. That would be really a cherry on top, considering the good run of form that they've been having throughout the seasons. So I think that in this coming Champions League season, we just need to make sure that we rise again, like the motto of the team, that we need to take it a notch higher and make sure that each and every single form of talent that we possess is really given an opportunity to assist the club in taking back where the glory belongs.
Because you look at how we were knocked out of the Champions League last season. You look at the disappointment at the end of the season that we couldn't go further, especially get into the final. So what do you think the team should be actually doing this season around, looking at the type of players that we have, because we beefed up the squad this season around, and also it's because we want to do better in the Champions League. So what is it that you think that maybe this time around we should do differently than we did last season?
You know, this season what I like more is that the acquisitions that we got is more of experience, because I believe that in the squad that we had last season, we had a lot of talent, but we just needed a little bit of experience to guide us throughout the games. And this season, the players that we've managed to acquire, they've got experience. We've got players who come from overseas. We've got players who were at various teams that are representing the national team. So they've got that experience in competing against the teams from all over Africa and all over the world. So I believe that the experience that they bring into the setup to complement the current talent that has already been there, I think it will also assist in the quest that we want to achieve in getting back to the top in Africa.
Fantastic, because you look at the form that we had in the Champions League last season, unbeaten for such a long time, not conceding a goal. I think at one stage everybody spoke about the zero that we kept behind. Now you look at this fixture, where we're also playing both games home. Do you think that is going to be an advantage to us? And how can we actually maybe take that advantage?
Definitely, having the games being played at home, I believe it's going to be to an advantage for us, because it's limited time of traveling. It's limited time of we've got more time, in fact, to prepare. We don't have to go and struggle outside. Like last season, we had a good run of not conceding, and I believe that from where we left off, unfortunately we could not advance to the latter part of the tournament. But the way we started and the way we went through should really be a motivation in terms of encouraging the boys that what they did last season to get there, they just need to correct going forward where things didn't go as planned. So I think this season's quest will really help that we're starting off both games at home. It's an advantage to us, I believe.
So now you're looking at because I remember there was a game that we played at 𝙏𝙚𝙮. We gathered enough fans to come to FNB Stadium to come and support the boys, and that's the game also that we won. So now how do you think now the fans will play a role in this game in particular, because now we're playing home in those two games? Because now we know that the fans also from last season, after winning a treble, they always say that we needed the Champions League. So that's where also the mindset is for the fans and for the club as well. So how do they play their role as fans this coming fixture?
You know, our fans have been so exceptional in terms of their attendance towards the stadium of late, and like you say, they've got so much love for the club that they want to see us do better and better, and they've already put a target for us to say they want us to win the Champions League, because they've seen how dominant we are in the domestic league. So they are looking forward to seeing us perform, especially in the continental competition. So their attendance really brings a sense of energy in the boys, because recently the boys are doing so well since the fans came back, and the celebrations that they normally have after the game and before the game, it really plays a big role, because it's something the players still look forward to say we don't want to meet the supporters when they are not happy, and the supporters are always excited to see the players. They give them that extra push. So I believe that their influence in this in this quest right now is what we have been missing in the past 2 years because of the challenges we had. So them coming back, I really think it's going to give us a push, and it will be really nice to see the boys playing again inside a packed stadium with all the chants and celebrations.
Fantastic, because also you're looking at the way we went through about it when we won it in 2016.
Unbelievable.
We had a team that enjoyed also defending when things are tough. We could look at the game and respond to what the game is. And you look at also the team that played last season to get to the knockout stages. You look at the chances that we missed. You look at the penalties that we missed. You look at all the challenges that we have. So now, with all that within the club itself, what do you think the team should be doing differently this season, especially when it comes to the Champions League? Because we know what the Champions League entails. Now you've got experienced players, players that before they came to Sundowns last season, they had no experience whatsoever in playing in the Champions League. They were not representing their country. So now we've got 80 to 90% of players that knows what Champions League is and knows as well how to play this competition in the continent. So what do you think that we should bring with all the different experiences that we have as individuals to bring it to become one team and be able to, to push through and make sure that we get to the final?
You know, having the acquisitions of players that we currently have now, we've got players. We've got the likes of 𝙏𝙚𝙮𝙮𝙮, who has been playing in the continental competition in his previous team. So that experience is played to the level whereby they reached the final of the it's the confederation, right?
Yeah, confederation.
Yeah. So they've got that experience to say Sipho Mbule also was there, Ronan Williams was there, and bring them to beef up the squad that we have that has been competing. Like you say, that there was just a little bit of there and there that needs to be bolstered. And we have people like Bongani Zungu, who brings experience from the international stage, who has played in France. So I believe that having them there will assist in being able to avoid the minor mistakes that we may have done last season, in order to complement also the striking force that we have in Allende, the acquisitions that we got in Nasir. They've played, Allende has played in overseas, and we've also got Nasir, who's been playing also in the Champions League. So it really helps, and it plays national team. So it helps in strengthening the squad and making sure that wherever we may have lacked in terms of experience, in terms of the continental stage or international stage rather, we've got the acquisition. So now it's up to the players now to deliver, to show what it is that that caused Mamelodi Sundowns to go and pursue them. And having them on board brings us to a level whereby, from where we ended last season in the knockout stages, we need to move forward and target. And once you go to the semi-finals, you might as well go to the final. And once you get to the final, you might as well win it.
Now, into the final, you have to win it.
You have to win it, because now everybody is ready. All the Yellow Nation, all the supporters, or the whole South Africa is waiting, because it becomes beyond just Mamelodi Sundowns. It becomes now for the nation, and there's a lot of hope that not only in the nation that Mamelodi Sundowns has a good squad, even outside. That's why you see we've acquired a player also from Morocco who says, I want to win the Champions League. It shows the dimension in which Mamelodi Sundowns is taking football in the continent. Is taking it very serious and looking forward to dominate once again in the continent.
Jose, you look at the Champions League, the Confed, two teams that won it, they're from Morocco, and which means Morocco continentally last season was dominant.
Was dominant, yes.
And then you take a little bit further, and then you look at the AFCON women. Banyana won it. Now, Mamelodi Sundowns are playing Champions League. They're not the only team that represents the country in the Champions League. So I believe that this is our season. The pressure is on. We do have the players now that are a little bit more experienced. Even your Neo Miamas that were not experienced last season. Exceptional players. They come into this season now having to taste the Champions League. I think we've got more depth in the team. Not just that, but the quality as well of experience that we have. And I think this is the true test for us, how to maintain the pressure, knowing that everybody is expecting us to win the Champions League. So I'm looking forward to all those games. But yet again, for Mamelodi Sundowns, it's always a game at a time. We do playing 𝙏𝙚𝙮𝙮 now in the first two games. If we wrap those up with 0 behind, I think we start building the confidence going forward. And as for Mamelodi Sundowns fans, please come through to the stadium and support the guys. And
Phakamiso 7.
Solo artist, Tiyani.
Nakele Sandawana. Kabujelo.
That was another episode of Mamelodi Sundowns TV with Tiyani Mabunda. Until next time.